Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So in last lecture we understood short hedge, how you can frame short hedge strategy, and by that way you can mitigate your risk as a hedger, right? You are short on certain underlying asset and you are required to sell it in future. You don't want to sell it right now, so you won't be sure about the price movement and the exact price which you are going to receive in future, and for that reason you will be entering derivative. You will enter certain contracts, you will take short position, and by that way you will fix up the price which you are going to get in future. Okay, may it be 3 months, 6 months, 4 months. So you will be sure of the sale proceeds, and by that way you will be sure of the revenues which you are going to get after 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or whichever is the period. Okay, and beforehand you can manage those revenues, like where those funds could be used. Okay, so that was about short hedge. Now next topic is whichever contract you are entering into, through that either you have framed perfect hedge or imperfect hedge. So let's understand what is perfect hedge and what is imperfect hedge. So perfect hedge meaning thereby in short hedge case we we found out the matching contract, like it was about uh, which finished product we talked about in short hedge. I couldn't recall. Last sum. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So in last problem, which product we talked about? Like contract of which product we
I
talked
think, ma'am,
about?
it's
Ma'am, it
wheat
was,
or
I guess,
something.
gigainch.
Yes.
Wheat or something. क्विंटल में था कुछ.
No, regarding short hedge, it was about crude oil, and company was required to purchase that after. नहीं, it was into barrels ना, crude oil one was into barrels. But ये commodity क्या था?
Yes.
It was into quintals, right? But वो commodity क्या था? Cotton?
No, no, ma'am.
Wheat था
I
शायद.
don't.
Okay, say
हाँ,
suppose
wheat.
कोई भी एक
मैम,
commodity.
चना.
हाँ,
मैम,
चना
चना था,
चना.
I guess.
Yes, ma'am, चना था. बेटा
Okay.
सही है.
You don't have your notes? पढ़ के बता सकते हो ना?
हाँ मैम, मैंने हाँ मैम, चेन्नई ही
चना ही
था.
तो मैम.
हमने
चना
जो
था.
सॉल्व किया था ना उसमें.
ठीक है. अच्छा, so this raises a doubt that whether you are preparing notes or not. Like whichever we are discussing, whether you are calculating simultaneously or not, and whether you are preparing notes or not. कर रहे हो prepare notes?
Yes, ma'am.
तो फिर इतना
यस
टाइम क्यों
मैम.
लगाया आंसर देने में?
मैम, मैंने पहले ही बोला था, पर हर्षिता ने बोला ना कि वो वीक, तो मैं भी कंफ्यूज हो गई शायद. दूसरा किया होगा मैंने.
Okay. Okay. So let's take example of wheat. So what is perfect hedge? That you may be harvesting wheat after 4 months, and you decide particular duration or particular date to sell your produce. Okay, so what you will do, you will go to any stock exchange, you will try to search for the contracts. So you have certain quintals of wheat, and for that you are searching for the contract to be entered, so that you can fix up the price beforehand, at which price you will be able to sell after 4 months. So say suppose you are able to find contract which is matching with the not only quantity but also quality, grade and everything, like whichever is the parameter of quality, each and every specification you are getting in through you are getting in that particular contract through any organized stock exchange. So what it means that whichever thing you are producing and you want to sell in future, matching contract is available. Matching in terms of quality, grading and all. Again matching in terms of quantity. And third parameter is time duration. So say suppose you want to sell it at the end of month, and you find out the date for that contract, and it again matches with your planning. So what you did, you entered into that contract, and looking to the all the specification, you came to know that exactly matching contract is available. Exactly matching in the sense, we are taking three parameters: quantity, quality, and your duration, time. and
Time
e-
duration.
and each and everything is matching with your requirement. So if you enter into contract for hedging, it will be categorized as perfect hedge. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is the meaning of perfect hedge, that whichever is your requirement concerning quality, quantity, time, you will get matching contract through any stock exchange, organized stock exchange. So that is regarded as perfect hedge. Now, what is imperfect hedge? Any of the discussed parameter, if it is not matching, then it is categorized as imperfect hedge. Meaning thereby why it is imperfect, because what what you targeted, that I want to sell my produce, that is of wheat, after 4 months, and I this is my grade, this is my quality, and I want to sell on this particular day in this quantity. So all these are your actual requirements. Now it had matched with the contract, meaning thereby you are very much sure about the proceeds or the revenue which you are going to get. Okay, you need not compromise in any parameter, quality, quantity or something. Now for an example, the same grade contract is not available now, and you are in dire need of hedging. You want to fix up the price at which you will be able to sell. So what compromise you are required to do, that though it is not of same grade, it is of other grade, you will be entering into that contract now. But obviously if it is of different grade, pricing cannot be uh, easily predictable, because you need to correlate prices of the different grade and all. May it be of same grade, say suppose it is of same grade but not of same maturity, meaning thereby you want to sell it in December, but contract of December is not available, it is like 7th January or 8th January contract is available. So what you can do, either you can enter into a contract of November, or you have to enter contract of January 8th November or 8th January. In both the cases, you are not getting a perfect hedge. In first case, certain days, okay, more than 30 days will go unhedged. Again, you will be faced with price risk and change in prices. If you go for 8th January contract, then for 8 additional days you are exposed to the futures market. So it was not requirement. The additional 8 days were not requirement, but as it is the specification of contract, you have to follow that. So again, this is not perfect one. Same can be the case with quantity. Like you have 100 quintals of wheat, but or say suppose 90 quintals of wheat, and the contract is of multiple of 100, so you can have 100 quintals to 100 quintals, or maybe 50, so you can go for 50 quintals or 100 quintals, but not exactly 90 quintals. So what you are required to do, you may be under hedged or you may be over hedged. So all these cases, what it specifies that whichever contract you are entering into, it is not leading to perfect hedge, it is leading to imperfect hedge. Okay, either you will be over hedged or under hedged, or overexposed or underexposed. So this is regarding your imperfect hedge. Understood?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Okay. See, this is
Yes, ma'am.
explained. Okay. This is explained through graph as well. This is the graph of perfect hedge, and whether you are selling, whether you are short or long, one market will be at loss and other market will be at profit. So if you are gaining in physical market, you are going to lose in futures market. And reverse may be the case with long position. You can take figures, facts and figures, and you can plot, and accordingly you can interpret the results. Okay. Maybe if you are losing in physical market, you will be gaining in futures market. Okay, but when this could be the case, that for an example you are using you are losing 20,000 rupees in futures market, the same amount you are gaining in physical market, meaning thereby you are balancing your revenue or cost, whichever is the case. Like in case of long futures, it will be your cost, and in case of short futures, it will be your revenue. So what you are doing, you are balancing in between two different markets. So in one market you are losing the amount, the same exactly same amount you are gaining in other market, may it be physical or futures market. So this could be case in perfect hedge. Okay, but it won't be case in imperfect hedge, because in imperfect hedge one of the characteristics would differ, and for that reason only, gain of physical market may be more than loss in futures market, or maybe gain in physical market less than loss in futures market. Okay, so it won't be exactly equal in case of imperfect hedges, and your purpose may not get fulfilled. Okay, so this was regarding meaning of the perfect and imperfect hedge. Okay, so on first page, okay, we discussed three parameters. Okay, in perfect and imperfect hedge concept, we discussed three parameters. First is mismatch of asset and quality. Okay, then second one is mismatch of quantities, and third one is mismatch of maturities. So due to these three reasons, there could be imperfect hedge. Okay, so depending on the condition, actual condition, and depending on whether you are into perfect hedge or imperfect hedge, if your the condition phase is of imperfect hedge, then basis and basis risk would arise. What it mean, it means like difference in the prices or difference in the loss and gain figures in two different markets. Okay, so what we discussed, in case of perfect hedge, whatever you are gaining in one market, you will lose in other market, right? But in case of imperfect hedge, it won't be the case. Your gain may be more than your loss in other market, or your gain may be less than the loss in the other market. Okay, and due to that reason, this particular scenario is a risk, added risk to your price risk, and it is categorized as basis risk. So next concept is basis and basis risk. Okay, so if you consider present time and if you consider future time, meaning thereby you will be entering into contract right now for 3 months, say suppose. So this is the equation for spot quotations or present quotations, and this is regarding futures quotations. So what it suggests, that basis or difference of prices could be at present even or in futures even. Okay, but theoretically, to avoid arbitrage opportunity, what we have already discussed, that on the day of expiry or on particular day, if you compare spot prices and future prices, there won't be much difference. They has to be equal. Okay, maybe certain paise or rupees difference may be there due to transaction cost and not many other costs involved if you want to access the arbitrage opportunity, and this would remove the chances of arbitrage, right? So this F0 minus S0 theoretically has to be 0, means that this difference between futures price and spot price right now has to be 0 to avoid any arbitrage opportunity. But if in case if there is any difference, then if this difference is positive, it is normal market. If this difference is negative, it would be inverted market. That you will learn in theory. I allotted this theoretical topics in presentation. So whenever you are going for this presentation, I'll explain in detail if that particular student is not able to explain, right? But right now, what you are required to understand is the notations like F0. So what is F0? The futures price prevailing right now. If you are checking contract of wheat, so a certain price, futures price, today's futures price even you can explore or you can find out. Like on that day we talked about the assignment, and in assignment that particular day's futures price I told you to take as a base for your calculation. So today's futures price would be, or present, in present whenever you are entering into contract, that times futures price is denoted by F0. S0 you all know, that is the spot price right now. Now what about F1? F1 is the futures price at which you have entered particular contract. Means F1 is your contract price, and that would be compared with the price on expiry date. So it will be like after 3 months what is your futures price, and after 3 months what is your spot price. So that is denoted by F1 and S1. Okay, so these are the notations. Now formula of basis.
मैम एक बार वो ग्राफ बताइए ना फिर से,
कौन सा?
इम्परफेक्ट परफेक्ट हेज वाला फर्स्ट पेज पे था ना मैम.
ओके, हाँ, ये है।
मैम इसमें परफेक्ट हेज कैसे होगा? अगर गेन इन फिजिकल मार्केट होगा तो प्राइस बढ़ेगा, तो परफेक्ट हेज होगा.
No, see, in short hedge, what we understood that initially you entered into a short position, then on the day of expiry you will enter into long position, and by that way you will try to find out whether you lose or whether you gain, whether you had profit in futures market. So that will be this calculation, right? You can compare this with your calculations. In short hedge we tried to calculate a scenario in which you were losing something in one market and the same amount you were gaining in other market. If you can open your notes for last that chana short
हाँ मैम बराबर, हाँ दूसरे
contract.
मार्केट में गेन हो रहा था.
Huh. Okay, so this, if you want to understand it properly, clearly, then you have to relate this theory with your practical example. Okay.
ओके मैम, तो इसमें इम्परफेक्ट हेज कैसे होगा?
Imperfect hedge due to different quality, due to different quantity and all. So if, say suppose, uh, one example we'll take that you have produce of sugar cane, but sugar cane futures are not available, and instead sugars futures are available. So these are related commodities and prices may be related. So what you will do, you if you cannot find out futures or contract for the commodity which you are harvesting or producing, but you can find out the commodity which whose prices could be compared with your commodities prices. They may be highly correlated. So you can hedge through entering into other commodities contract as well, but it won't be perfect, right? Perfect hedge meaning thereby whichever commodity I want to hedge, for that the same commodity quality grade everything I has to like the contract has to be available on the futures, then and then only it would be leading to perfect hedge, otherwise not. So if I am not getting the same commodity or same quality or same grading, then I cannot be sure of prediction of price, and it has to be, prediction of two different commodities, price of predicting price of two different commodities will be there, and by that way it will lead to imperfect hedge, meaning thereby this won't equate, because in one, like in futures market you are talking about one commodity, but in physical market you are talking about other commodity, because actual selling you have to do in physical market and you are not going under futures, because the two commodities are completely different. So the transaction which you are doing in physical market is for some other commodity, and the futures you have entered would be some other commodity, right? Which is the first parameter, that is mismatch of asset. The same commodity or same assets contract is not available, so you are finding other asset whose prices are highly correlated with the price of commodity in which you are dealing. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
physical market transaction would cover one commodity, and futures market transaction would cover other commodity. Okay, and that's why it won't be leading to perfect hedge.
Okay, ma'am.
Anybody else? Any doubt? Okay, so this is the first parameter, like the same asset you are not
Under
getting.
the picture, as they
Hello, पूनम, आपको कोई डाउट है? Okay, so this is the first parameter, that the whichever asset you are dealing in.
मैम
हाँ,
एक्चुअली मेरे को थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है, थोड़ा थोड़ा नहीं आ रहा है। मैं बीच बीच से लेक्चर अटेंड कर पा रही हूँ इसलिए,
तो
पर मिस मैं
कंटिन्यूस कर।
समझूंगी। अरे मिस क्या बताऊँ मेरी दुविधा आपको।
ठीक है, चलो नाउ
तो मिस
कॉन्सेंट्रेट।
मम्मी आएगी ना तभी मैं पढ़ाई में पूरा कॉन्सेंट्रेट पूरा करूंगी। मिस नहीं आएगा मैं आपको पूछूंगी फिर।
ठीक है। Okay, so the first parameter is the asset for which you want contract to be available, but on future on any stock exchange the same kind of future is not available. So first parameter is mismatch of asset. Other parameter is quality, like grading of wheat or grading of the commodity in which you are dealing. The same grades, same qualities commodities not available. The futures for the quality or grading of the commodity is not available, right? So this is another mismatch, that is mismatch of quality. Then it could be mismatch of quantities, that also I explained, that you are dealing in certain you want contract of certain quintals or certain tons, but it is into multiples of 150 or something. So it again the contract value and your actual requirement won't match, either you will be overhedged or underhedged. So that is the second parameter. Third is mismatch of maturities. For that even I explained that your horizon of time may be December, but the December's futures may not be available, or you want to sell it on like 30th or 31st December, but the contract is available at 8th of each month, maybe. So 8th December, if you enter for 8th December, your 22 days will go unhedged. If you enter contract of 8th January, then you will be overhedged for 8 days. So unnecessarily you will be taking risk of overhedging for other 8 days. Okay. So these three parameters will lead to imperfect kind of hedge. Now next topic we were discussing is, if it is imperfect hedge, then the other one thing is price risk, like due to price risk, or we can say that to mitigate price risk, you are entering into derivative, you are entering into particular contract, and you are hedging the exposure. Okay. But when you entered into a derivative and when you tried to hedge your price risk, you found any of these reasons, and due to which you led to an imperfect hedge. So other kind of risk you the other kind of risk will arise, that is basis risk. So in addition to price risk, now you are faced with the basis risk, and basis risk is nothing but the differences in prices due to mismatch of quantity, due to mismatch of maturity, due to mismatch of asset or quality. Okay. That we try to understand through that graph, this graph. If contract is of same asset, same quality, same quantity, same maturity, then gain in one market could be or loss in one market could be covered up by the gain in other market. But if you are faced with any kind of any parameter is leading to imperfect hedge, then this won't be matching. So in some cases, your gain in one market may be more than loss in other market. Okay, due to mismatch of asset, quality, quantity, maturity, and that is regarded as basis risk. And basis risk would be calculated through mismatch of prices due to any of these reasons. So we were discussing this, and this is the formula.
मैम
Hmm.
बेसिस रिस्क और इनपरफेक्ट हेज दोनों सिमिलर है क्या?
मतलब imperfect hedge is a concept, right? That there are three parameters based on which you will be faced with imperfect hedge. So that is the concept, that it is mismatch of asset, quality, quantity, maturity, which leads you to an imperfect hedge. Now basis risk is a concept to measure that, like if I am saying it is imperfect hedge, then how this is going to affect my exposure and affect my entering into derivative, or why I am entering into derivative to fix up the price, and I can be sure that after 3 months what level of price I am required to pay, or what price I will be receiving, right? And on that day, expiry date, I will be calculating that yes, I have fixed my revenue. Say suppose for short hedge, I have fixed my revenue and I got say suppose 50,000. So I was sure before 1 month or 3 months I'll be able to get 50,000 under derivative, right? So I am getting that. But at that time you will also be calculating that what is the actual price. So actual price may be more. So what would happen in your calculation? For say suppose if you haven't entered into contract, you may have gained 60,000 rupees, or you may be able to sell it at 60,000 rupees. So actually you will be selling at 60,000 in spot market, but in derivative market you have lose 10,000 rupees. So out of those 60,000 rupees in spot market, 10,000 you will be required to pay under derivative because you are losing. And on the expiry date, futures prices may be operating at 60. So you took short at 50, you are buying at 60, something like that. So 10 rupees or 10,000 rupees you are losing in futures, but the same loss could be paid off through gain in spot market, right? So ultimately, before 3 months, you were sure that I'm going to receive 50,000 rupees, and you are receiving 50,000 rupees. But by calculating other things like comparing SO, FO, S1, F1, which we are going to discuss right now. So all these things are your SO, F1, FO, and S1. Okay, all four prices you are comparing and leading to the conclusion that in spot market you gain 10,000 rupees, but the same amount you lose in futures. So this is regarding perfect hedge. Now in case of imperfect hedge, you may not be dealing in same quality, same quantity, same asset. So at that time, it may happen that you may be gaining 12,000 in your spot market, but you are losing only 10,000 in the futures market. Or maybe reverse, that you are gaining only 10,000 in the spot market because you are dealing in some different commodity. In spot market, you are selling some different commodity. You entered contract for some different commodity. Okay, so you are gaining 10,000 in spot market, but you are losing 12,000 in futures market. So what ultimately happened, that whichever price you have fixed and whichever thing you have been sure of, it didn't happen. That you were sure of receiving 50,000. Now in first case, what I discussed, you are receiving 52,000 rupees due to imperfect age. But in other case, you are receiving only 48,000 rupees, right? So that is called imperfect hedge. That meaning thereby, if you are dealing in perfect hedge, whatever sale proceeds you have targeted, you are going to get either profit in one market, loss in other market, whatever it may be the case, you are going to receive 50,000 rupees. But in imperfect hedge, one market's profit will differ from the loss of the other market. So maybe profit may be high or loss may even be high. So in that case, you won't be receiving exactly 50,000 rupees. You may receive 52,000, you may receive 48,000. So this is called imperfect hedge. That under hedge you had fixed up the price, okay, and in case of perfect hedge, whatever fixed up price was there, you received that only. But in case of imperfect, though you have fixed up the price, you are not going to get the price equal same amount in case of imperfect hedge. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, तो आपका क्वेश्चन क्या था?
Yes, ma'am.
मैम क्वेश्चन ये था कि बेसिस रिस्क जो है और इम्परफेक्ट हेज
हाँ,
सिमिलर होता है।
नहीं, तो in my example, what is imperfect hedge? For an example, I wanted one contract for
पैरामीटर्स
a
मैच नहीं
commodity.
होते।
Okay, so that is just a concept that I wanted contract for a commodity, but contract is available for commodity B whose prices are highly correlated, and I thought that if I am not available with commodity A's contract, let me enter commodity B's contract, and by that way even I could have hedging, though imperfect, but I could hedge. So that is the concept of imperfect hedge. Now how you are going to calculate that, how exactly how much I lose or how much I gain, or how much is the different, how much amount is different than whatever I fixed up or whatever I wanted, that under contract I'll be receiving. So that 2,000 rupees, like either you will receive 52,000 or you may receive 48,000 depending on the actual prices. I am going to I can calculate. So that calculation could be done through basis risk. So these two concepts are related, but one is just a concept to find out or to identify like which type of scenario you are facing and why you are under in imperfect hedge due to different quantity, due to different quality, due to different. So what I mean to say, that in any kind of contract it may not happen that all the parameters are there. If all mismatches are then better not to enter into contract. If you cannot find out same asset, same quality, same quantity, same maturity, not even a single parameter, then it is better not to enter the contract, because it every mismatch will lead to a certain level of risk, which is basis risk, will lead you to receive different amount than whichever you have fixed. So each and every mismatch will lead to a higher level of risk. Higher level of risk in the sense, again, uncertainty about the price which you are going to get. So every mismatch will lead to certain uh, uncertainty. What I mean to say, uncertainty, for an example, due to mismatch of quality, you may lose 2000 or you may gain 2000. Other level may get added, ki maturity is also not same, so other 2000 uncertainty may get added. So if you are so much uncertain about your contract, why should you enter the contract, right? So it may not happen that each and every parameter may be present, and that's why there is a concept of imperfect hedge to identify like which parameter is not matching, and due to that mismatch you are about to have imperfect hedge. Okay, and if you want
मैम
to
तो फिर परफेक्ट हेज में लेवल ऑफ रिस्क कम होगा.
only price risk will be there. In case of perfect hedge, only price risk will be there, meaning hereby you are fixing a particular price, you are very much sure that this amount I am required to pay, this amount I will be gaining or I will be receiving. But actual scenario, like where you lose, where you got profit, what exactly happened, you will be able to know on the date of expiry itself. So this is the case with perfect hedge, that you are only faced with your price risk, price movement. But in case of imperfect hedge, second level of risk will get added, that is basis risk. And basis risk is due to mismatch of any of these parameters. Okay.
ओके मैम.
Okay, so now we were at this formula, how you can find out your basis risk. Okay, so F0 minus S0 is your B0 basis, first basis, which is difference in prices on the day of entering the contract. So if today, if I am entering into contract, I need to check with spot price of the commodity and futures price of the commodity. Now this will be zero in case of the same commodity, same maturity or something, if we talk about. But it will be different. It will be different due to any reasons, like a mismatch of quantity, mismatch of quality, mismatch of asset. Okay, so you need to check with what is the futures price today and what is the spot price today. Okay, and the difference would be F0 minus S0, that will be your B0, first level of basis. Now this is on the day of expiry. So on the day of expiry also you will be checking with futures price and spot price. Okay, and the difference of that will be your B1. And net gain or loss could be found out through this difference of two bases, that is basis on the day of entering into the contract and basis risk on the day of expiry. So that is B0 minus B1 will give you either net gain or net loss due to imperfect hedge. Okay. So I talked about 52,000 or 48,000 or something. So this 2,000 additional amount answer you will get through this net gain or loss, B0 minus B1. Understood?
यस
मैं
मैम.
वो सम करा तो मालूम पड़ेगा.
हाँ तो पढ़ो. This is in relation with the previous example of, I think, long hedge. In long hedge, we try to find out two effective prices. One was 3,197 and other was 3,182. You can match these figures with your notes.
हाँ मैम, ये वही वाला है,
Hmm.
टारगेट प्राइस 3200 वाला.
Okay. So what is the question? What are the reasons for variation in the actual price paid and the target price, and how much variation would you attribute to each reason? Okay, so difference between the target price and the price actually which you have paid is due to the basis. Okay, which could be attributed to any kind of reason, like it could be mismatch of asset, mismatch of timing, mismatch of quantity in the futures market and spot market. It is just the explanation of your concept, nothing else. It's not exactly a numerical, right? So mismatch of asset quality, there is no mismatch of asset as the futures contract on crude oil was available and the same was required in the spot market. So it will, this difference is not due to the mismatch of asset quality. Why? Because you wanted to buy crude oil and for same commodity futures contract were available. So there is no mismatch of asset. Then mismatch of timing. If the futures contract was maturing and the asset was to be bought in the physical market at the same time, right? If it is at the same time, then the prices in the spot and the futures would have been identical depending on the convergence concept. Okay, and basis would have been zero. So due to mismatch of timing, the prices would differ by the amount of basis at the end of the hedge. Okay. So differential due to mismatch of timing is,
मैम ऐसे मेंशन करना पड़ेगा कि कौन से मिसमैच की वजह से ऐसा हुआ है?
see, right now I am just explaining you the concept. Okay, the numericals, when we will cover those numericals, you will understand this concept better, that which kind of questions would be asked and which type of answers you are required to give. You yourself will understand, it will be given in the problem itself, that which type of mismatch it is. Okay, and we did some of long hedge. In that nothing, no hint was given like what mismatch we are dealing with. It was just purely long hedge. So don't you know don't be, what I can say, impatient right now. Just try to understand the concept, that what is imperfect hedge, what is basis risk, and how you can calculate one, right? So this is differences in prices. 3200 was the target price. 2910, that is your F1, and this is your S1. Okay.
हाँ मैम बराबर है।
ठीक है। फॉर्मूला में this is also
F0 minus F1 minus S0 लिया है।
yes, it should be S1, because this was the spot price on expiry na, or on first day of entering contract. First
हाँ
day
मैम
of,
वो उस टाइम
okay. So these two are, I think, F1, S1, and this is, I think, the targeted price. That is
हाँ
your
मैम वही है।
F0. Okay, and the effective price you could find out through this formula even. Okay, and due to this, whatever target price was there, you won't be able to achieve. Okay. But again, in that example, nothing like you are required to sell it, like it was about, I think, September, right? So you are required to sell it on 10th September, but the contract is available of 20th September or 30th September or something. It was not given, right? Exact dates were not given, or it maybe if dates were given, if they were same. So I don't think this example is exactly correct to explain basis risk. But yes, what this concept is explaining, that how, why it differed from your targeted price. So why it differed? Because of this mismatch. Okay, that your futures price and spot price on the day of expiry were not same. If this would have been same, and if this would have been zero, whatever your target price was there, actual price would also be that only 3200 if this component had been 0. Okay, and that's why it is related with mismatch of timing. It may be due to mismatch of timing that this 10 rupees difference you can not see, theoretically you cannot see on the same day. So it may happen that this may be the price of say suppose 12th September, and this may be the price of 15th September for which you have entered. So this is called mismatch of timing, that your requirement was on for 10th September. You bought it on 10th September, but the contract got expired on 15th September, and on that day this was your futures price, and that's why you can see the differential of 10 rupees, and due to that your actual price is not equal to what is targeted. I think now you might be clear. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So this was not the case exactly, but yes, by taking this type of dates figures, you can say that this was due to mismatch of timing. So what this illustration did, that it listed all the three reasons and tried to find out like due to which reason there was mismatch. So this illustration is explaining that effective price differed from the target price due to mismatch of time. Okay, and yes, this is the actual detail, not this one, but this is the actual detail. We even talked about this na. Yeah, now I can recall that it was of 1075 barrels, but either you can go for 1000 barrels or 1100 barrels. So yes, exactly. So this is the correct basis, and this is the correct reason for mismatch.
तो
Okay.
10.75 बैरल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आ रहा तो
Yes.
लेवल
Yes, yes. So that was due to mismatch of quantity. Here we need dates details, which I think which may be given or not. I couldn't recall, but yes, if the dates are different, then this is the reason. Okay, but yes, this we can recall that the trader's requirement was 1075 barrels, but the contract available was either for 1000 barrels or for 1100 barrels. So what he could have done, either 10 contracts or 11 contracts. So in this case, if he would have entered into 10 contracts, he may had been underhedged. But as he has entered 11 contract, he is now overhedged. That 25 barrels he didn't require to purchase, but due to mismatch of quantity, he has to enter into additional 25 barrels contract. So yes, for this particular example, you can take this reason for imperfect hedge and accordingly for the basis. Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt in this illustration? Any doubt?
नहीं मैम.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You can note down this formula also, right? If you want to find out net gain or loss, or if you want to find out basis. So basis formula is also given. Then B0, what is B0, what is B1, how you can calculate and all. Okay, so this we have covered. This also, and this concept.
मैम फॉर्मूला वाला वापस से ओपन कीजिए ना.
Huh. This is regarding B0 and B1.
नेट गेन एंड नेट लॉस वाला.
एक minute, huh? This one.
हाँ ये वाला.
Hmm. हो गया?
यस मैम, कंप्लीट हो गया।
Okay, now next concept is hedge ratio. Okay, basis risk and hedging. So, due to mismatch of asset quantities, maturities, you will be faced with basis risk. Now, to hedge for that basis risk, even there is first calculation, that is hedge ratio. So you are required to find out hedge ratio in the sense that if say suppose same quantity of one commodity, that is wheat, for wheat, for same quantity, if hedge should be 1, then what should be the hedge in case of the commodity is not matching, quantity is not matching, or time is not matching. Okay, so through this formula you can find out hedge ratio, that is NH divided by NA. NA is the value of underlying asset in the sense whatever is your exposure, like 100 quintals of wheat I am required to sell. So if you calculate the amount, it will be NA. But for an example, same assets contract is not available, and the prices, the commodity with whom the prices of wheat is matching, you are entering into that contract. So but obviously your exposure or your worth of the contract will differ from NA, because it is not regarding the same quantity, same quality, same date. So NA will not be equal to NH. NH is the value of hedged contract. May it be for different commodity, may it be for different grade, may it be for different quantity, maturity. So if any of the parameter is differing, same words contract you cannot enter. So you are required to find out hedge ratio, right? So NH divided by NA, it may be more than 1 or less than 1. So more than 1 suggests that you are overhedged. Like whatever is your requirement, you are hedging or you are entering into contract worth more than what is the actual amount, right? And less than 1 ratio suggests that it is underhedged. Like whatever is your requirement, you are uh, not entering the same quantity qualities contract, and that's why NH is differing. Okay.
मैम नहीं समझ में आ रहा है।
मैम डिफरेंस आएगा तो अंडर हेज आएगा एंड इक्वल आएगा, मतलब 1 से ज्यादा होगा तो वो
ओवरहेज,
ओवर हेज।
यस। हाँ, क्या नहीं समझ में आया वो पूछो।
हाँ मैम, अभी वो ऋषा ने बोला ना तो अभी
हाँ,
क्लियर हो।
ठीक है। See, numerator is what exactly the amount of contract you have entered, and denominator is your requirement. So more than 1 meaning thereby denominator will be more, right? So whatever is your sorry, if it is more than 1, your numerator will be more. So what is your requirement? You are entering contract worth of contract more than your actual requirement, so you are getting more than 1. And less than 1 meaning thereby your denominator will be more, means actual requirement is more but you are entering contract of less worth than your actual requirement, and that's why you are getting ratio less than 1. Okay.
मैम इसको वैसे ले सकते हैं ना कि जैसे 1075 वो बैरल्स था, तो या फिर हमें 1000 पे करना था या फिर 1100 पे।
Yes. Ultimately, what you did 1075 into actual price. Okay, so this deals with the worth of the contract, meaning thereby 1075 barrels has to be multiplied by price of each barrel, and whatever answer you are getting will be your denominator, and 1100 into per barrel price, the multiplication answer of the multiplication will be your numerator. and accordingly you will get the ratio whether it is one, more than one or less than one. In that case, 1075 and 1100 barrels case, you will get numerator more than denominator, na? And that's why you will say that I am overhedged. Like I haven't entered contract equal to 1075 barrels, but I have entered contract equal to 1100, and that's why I am overhedged. So numerator's worth would be more than the denominator's value. Okay, but directly you
और मैं
cannot.
दोनों इक्वल होता है तो फिर कैसे
हाँ
इंटरप्रेट होता है?
हाँ.
दोनों इक्वल होता है तो कैसे इंटरप्रेट करते हैं?
So that is perfect hedge. Like whatever was your requirement, exactly equating with that amount you are entering into particular contract. So that is perfect hedge.
तो मैम ये के लिए दिया है ना अभी?
हाँ.
ये सिनारियो इम्परफेक्ट हेज के लिए दिया है ना?
The concept is what? Basis risk and hedging. Okay. So how much you are required to hedge to cover up your basis risk as well in addition to your price risk. So this hedge ratio we are calculating, and it will be useful for covering up your basis risk or understanding like what additional gain or what additional loss I could have due to my imperfect hedge.
ओके मैम.
So this is the formula, because directly you won't be available with the worth. So what exactly you are required to do? H, that was for just understanding. This will be for your calculation purposes. So H dash is your hedge ratio, which is equal to P. What is P? Correlation coefficient of spot and futures prices. Okay, so you are required to find out correlation coefficient. Like you will be taking, say suppose if contract is of 3 months, so 90 days spot prices and future prices could be available. If you want to do analysis for the past figures, then you can collect spot prices of last 30 days, futures prices of last 30 days, and you can apply correlations formula. You can find out correlation coefficient of those prices, and you will be available of with P. So this P represents correlation coefficient of spot and futures prices. Okay. Standard deviation S and standard deviation F. With the same prices, you can find out standard deviation as well of spot prices and future prices respectively. So standard deviation S divided by standard deviation F into L. Okay. I think L component won't be there. Let's see one numerical, then after will come again with this formula, because L notation is not given.
मैम
Hmm.
मैम मैम अभी हम लोग का आरएफ का लेक्चर है
Okay.
12 बजे.
Okay. So numerical will cover in next class, but you can go through the details, so we won't waste time in again reading all these details. This cross hedge and hedge ratio example 3.5 I am going to cover in next class. Okay, and we'll try to revise this formula once again. This hedge ratio formula I will be dealing with once again. I'll dictate that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, then I'm ending the meeting. Bye, have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
थैंक यू मैम.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. એ છે ને કાલે મને સર એમ કીધું કે તમે પહેલા ભટ્ટ પાસે ડિટેલ્સ લઈ લેજો. 2 મિનિટ બેસી ડિટેલ્સ લઈ આવો. હા અહીંયા બેસને વાંધો નહીં. કાલે સાંજે પાછા સર આવેલા ખબર નહીં શું ડાઉટ ગયો કેમ કે પેજ પર લખાવેલો નામ પછી એની સાથે જે પેપર તો પાછું મારે ખ્યાલ ચાલો પછી આપું મારું લેક્ચર છે પાછું 12 વાગે એટલે થેન્ક યુ મહેશભાઈ કીધું તમે આવ્યા અરે મારું ડસ્ટબિન 4 દિવસે આપને 5 દિવસે કઈ નહીં थर्ड सेम क्या हर्षित आवेलो थर्ड सेम ની જેમ માર્કશીટ આવી એમ પૂછું જતો રહ્યો મને લાગે ફીસ બાકી હશે કેટલી મારું લેક્ચર હતું એટલે મેં એન્ટરટેન નહીં કરવાનું પ્રોવિઝનલ સર્ટી ને આ બધું તો લઈ લેવા જોઈએ જ ને આવેલો એટલે ખબર એનરોલમેન્ટ નંબર બોલે આવશે કે કેસી રેમેડિયલ ની બી અમુક ડાયરેક્ટ છે આમાં તારે